What the fuck? Oh my god.
Mic check, mic check. Mama told me follow God's image. But fuck George Zimmerman, man, I don't trust these killers. Where the kids often triggers and they click off and spill 'em. Rift off and split while the leaves on the trees in cahoots with the villain. Noose laying loose in the breeze, no saint like Drew. Found my spirit hanging by the roots. Hands to the sky, fingertips like shoot. But my wingspan glides high, high. From the sole of my shoe to the soul that I hide, hide. May they reminisce over you like a young Spike Lee. Always try to do the right thing. Man, I hope they never wave your name on Fox News. If this was 1933, I'd probably end up in the noose in that same tree. This is 2015, tell me what to do. Another black face, stolen youth. What about you?
I keep hearing people saying that, oh, but they were just drunk. Because there was actual video evidence, there was no way you could go around that. It's kind of like a double-edged sword because it's really, in a lot of ways, beneficial for white people to speak up about racism because a lot of time, the white people who are racist, who do believe in all these problematic things, will listen to their peers more than a person of color.
For a white student, it can be very intimidating. Like this girl who, in her own mind, did something really good. She reported it. Like you mentioned, some people now criticize her for like an unwritten rule that like she isn't aware of, that like maybe it's seems she's being paternalistic and like making it seem like she has to come in and save the day. And there's a lot of these unwritten rules about like how involved white people can get.
Our overwhelming American culture deals with racism as a dirty word.
You're more bothered by being called racist than actually acknowledging that racism.
Exactly. And I think it's just part of living in white supremacy. The world is created for you. The world is run by you. The world is for you as a white person. The second you're called out for anything you've done wrong, the first thing you're going to do is be defensive about it.
It shouldn't be the concern of minority students or minorities who face, systematic oppression. Of course you're going to be aggressive because you're pissed off because people are carving the N-word on doors and swastikas and stairwells and shit.
Oppression towards another person isn't the right response to being oppressed.
But that's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is that it's okay to demonstrate some kind of emotional response that may be loud and may be angry because at the end of the day, you're feeling things that they can even begin to understand. And I feel like it's a white student, a white person's responsibility to not take it as a direct personal attack against their character.
We cannot express any sort of emotion. We just need to always just be, totally respectful, totally okay, and making every white person in the room feel comfortable. And that's not right. That is inherently making people of color inhumane.
What got you to that point where you're so angry that maybe you're being loud and aggressive? Maybe people weren't listening fully, child. And now the only way I think that I can reach you is by being loud.
For white students to become engaged, the rhetoric, if it is as heated, it turns people off. In a perfect world, it shouldn't be like that. But from a practical viewpoint, if you're trying to engage with the white population, and then at the first time they're involved in it, they're met with dialogue they're unused to, or systems of behavior that they're not accustomed to, and they might be turned off. They shouldn't be. But in a practical world, they will be, because it's an unfortunate truth. But if you're trying to reach more people and get the message out there from a practical viewpoint, white people are going to be turned off by it unless it's made a little bit softer, unless it's a little more forgiving.
If Vasily is having a dialogue, that is for us to come together and speak up. If a white person wants to come in and feels uncomfortable in any way, I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that. Because I've been uncomfortable since the day I've been born on the basis of my race and my sex and my sexual orientation in my class, and the list goes on. It's not my care. I really don't care if I feel so white person.
If you're trying to appeal to white people, then you should
No, we're
care.
not trying to appeal to white people. That's not the point.
If you're trying to get the white people of Fordham to care about the problems of the minority community, you have to be able to reach out.
You can't just ignore white people because they're ignorant, hold them accountable, but at the same time, when you're silent, it just means So what I've seen at Fordham is that Fordham students like to address these issues, but how they respond to it is just something that happens. We have emotions. We have something to talk about. We have a dialogue, but more is the action moving on after this. Certainly a visual and a dialogue could be a catalyst for future actions, but if we don't have a long-term plan to deal with these, what are we doing? We're going to go to visuals every time something bad happens, and that is what I think that Fordham community needs to do. We need to tackle the systems that enable this behavior, which causes the issue.
Because the guy who wrote the Emerald Forest, so long gone. I don't want him on my side anymore. Like, you know, so that's not my concern. And I definitely think the university can do, that is the biggest step they can take to cause a ripple in this, in this stagnant water. But if every university took measures like this, I am not, naive or conceited enough to think that our little dialogue is going to cause a ripple. But I feel as though if each university makes it their mission, what we're seeing right now is some kind of like mass movement in universities in the United States where people are making noise. If we have each administration within each university, prominent university, enact changes like this and demonstrate that, yes, okay, Brown University was built on, on slave money, slave power, whatever, we're going to accept that history, we're going to move forward to trying better. If each university did that, it's all of these little individual pieces coming together to form a collective that's going to solve this problem. And yes, it's not going to be done. Maybe it won't happen in our lifetime, but there are things that we can put into motion that will cause this change. And I'm optimistic. Damn sad I'm not, but I'm still optimistic.
Like, as long as I'm doing something, I'm happy with myself. I'm helping others. Like, my children might see a better
to make something.
It starts somewhere. And back to what I was saying, if you want crappy things to stop happening to you, you need to demand more. You need to take it into your own hands.
It's yours. Whose world is this?
The world is yours. The world is yours.
It's mine, it's mine. Whose world is this? It's yours. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine.